Previously on Quest Friends Forever.
I'm Foster Grant. Great to meet you. Yeah, I'm seeking the Overgod in knowledge for either, a sign or a blessing. And you have entered the Pantheon.
I'm gonna walk over to Feast.
Standing there, you see a gnome. Feast, at your service.
We were in Remedy for the Harvest Festival, your Harvest Festival, and everybody disappeared.
Quick question, and I think I know the answer. When you were there, how many remedies were there? Because now there's two. I can see a remedy that is deserted, and I can see a remedy full of people.
Nobody noticed, but while you guys were walking over to the feast, Val was perplexed and walked over to Love.
And you hear a voice, Val, in your mind. No heart, but still wants to love. And Val, you have received a blessing from the Overgod of Love. Small issue. Darkness has possessed a mortal downstairs.
We don't have to kill this person, right?
Basically, just stop them. The man known as Foster Grant has his arms raised to the sky, casting spheres of pitch black magical darkness into the air to block out the sun. Stephanie, you're going to be first. Let me just get ready here. Jared, you're going to be second, just so you know, so get ready for that.
Okay,
Do we have cool fight music?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
It'll be in post.
Iconic.
Just imagine Final Fantasy in your head. Exactly. Stephanie, are you ready?
Yeah. How big is that darkness in the sky?
So he's cast multiple of them. It's a 15-foot sphere. So he's got a bunch of them. We'll say he's got a kind of a flat disc, basically, in the sky. A disc of spheres. It is currently, he's got 4 of them out. So it's like a 60-foot sphere blocking out the sun above all of you.
Okay. So I'm going to cast Daylight.
Okay.
If any of the spell's area overlap with any area of darkness created by a 3rd level spell or lower, that spell that created the darkness is dispelled.
So you're casting it at what level?
Well, it's a 3rd level spell.
It is. Okay. I wasn't sure because darkness is not. So yeah. So go ahead and do that.
Okay. Then I'll just cast it. I'll cast it in the sky then.
Like above the darkness layer right now? You're going to shoot it kind of up through that?
Yeah, a 60-foot radius sphere of light. So I'll cast it in the middle of that, and then that will also presumably come down to the ground and stuff. So I'm trying to dispel his shit.
No, yeah, it's awesome. It's a very good choice because it works perfectly. You cast this daylight up into the sky, and it instantly, the darkness kind of just like wilts almost, which is weird because it's not physical, but you see it kind of like, it just kind of erases itself. And all the darkness is gone. And as this bright sunlight, this magical sunlight, we should say, appears, in addition to the actual regular sunlight of it being daytime, because it's still early afternoon in this place, the man currently known as Foster Darkness shields his eyes with both hands all of a sudden and kind of lets out one of those like hisses. He goes, and he's absolutely shielding his eyes, and he looks very upset by this development.
You know what would help with that?
Sunglasses?
Some sunglasses, yeah.
Yeah. Too bad he
probably
threw
know
them down. Jared, you're up.
Okay. How close are we again? Where are we standing?
You're 50 feet below him.
We're 50 feet below him. Okay. I'm going to use some good old classic chromatic orb. I'm going to shoot an acid orb directly at his nose.
Cool. Roll for it.
Okay. Oh, that sucks. With the plus, it's an 8.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to work. What kind of orb was it?
It was acid.
So you fire up this acid orb at Foster Darkness, and even though he is shielding his eyes, he's able to lean to the side, and this orb goes sailing over his head into the sky and lands probably somewhere behind him, so somewhere is just going to get hit by an acid orb, but that's a problem for someone else at a different time. Oops. What? Collateral damage. That brings us to Foster Darkness's turn. So Foster Darkness, or Darkness Grant, what have you, takes his hands down and is like still kind of squinting, like bright. You know, like that when you first walk out of the house for the first time on a bright day, and you're like He's got that kind of vibe going, and he is annoyed, so he casts a spell called Shadow of Moil.
Oh no!
And from the ground, you all see flame-like shadows wreathe his body, and he is suddenly a little bit harder to see, you noticed. And that is all you can tell for now. He's got it's like he's on fire, but the fire is shadows, which is very cool looking, trust me. And for his other action, he's gonna cast another spell. As he is engulfed in these flamey shadows, shadowy flames, whatever, you see some of the shadows slide down to his right hand and take the form of a blade. He is now holding a shadow blade in his right hand, and it again looks cool as all hell. And he again hisses. Which brings us to Val's turn.
I don't suppose this new captivating touch thing I got from the love god is a bonus action. That'd be fun.
First of all, it's a touch spell, and he's 50 feet in the air. And secondly,
touch him?
You can only use it once per day, and you literally used it on the monk as you were running out of the shrine.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh.
He was enchanted by your style and your grace.
What if I touch... Can I touch him with my song?
Like emotionally touch him?
Yeah.
Why not try it? Yeah, try it. Give it a shot. Nothing bad could possibly happen.
Fine. I'm going to cast at a second level blindness/deafness. I'm going to make him blind.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
what do I have to do?
You have to do a Constitution saving throw.
It's a 15.
Damn it.
What was it?
You had to beat 12.
Oh, 12 is kind of low, Val. You should.
Fuck off. Wait,
Should
is
be good.
that supposed to go up? Did I not level up properly? Should I add 5 to it right now?
I
Hang
say
on.
that. Yeah, add 5. Why not?
So no, sorry, Val. It does not work.
Oh my
And
goodness.
he senses that you tried to cast something on him that did not work, and he goes, ha ha ha, like an asshole.
I say, fuck off. No, that's not what I say.
Was that
Val
Val's
doesn't say
voice?
that.
Wow, I thought
That's-
it was Val's actual voice. That's
Yeah.
good voice work, David.
So long.
Thank you. Ellie is up. By the way, I forgot to level up Ellie until about 3 hours ago.
Oops.
Ellie's fucking good at shit, y'all.
Well, do something.
I know Sevi and Ellie are just gonna lead the way. I feel like Dave and I are like the weaklings who are just trying to dodge and be funny around the actual warriors who are leading the team.
I'm gonna make a Val voice that just says, "I'm here for comic relief."
Yeah, I'm here to steal. That's it.
So Ellie is going to draw her longbow, since it's kind of her only option at the moment, and just take a shot into the sky. Okay, so Ellie rolled a 2, which is not going to work. So her longbow arrow goes, again, soaring up toward Foster Darkness, and he easily just moves to the side, and the arrow goes shooting off into the distance behind in the same direction as the chromatic orb as earlier. So hopefully no one's standing in that spot, whatever that lands.
It's just the same guy getting up covered in acid.
What's the
oh my god, I'm alive.
what's the SpongeBob? You always hear my leg.
My leg. It's the my leg
Yeah,
guy.
it's
It's
him.
absolutely the my leg guy.
My cabbages.
It's my cabbages. It's yes. It's
Amazing.
this.
Pretty good.
This character.
We're back to the top of the order. So Stephanie.
Okay. So, is my daylight having any sort of effect on him?
Not physically that you can tell, but he's not
Okay.
his skin's not sizzling.
Should I just do the fan favorite and go with Moonbeam?
Icon.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna do that. We're trying not to kill him! As I cast fucking Moonbeam.
Fucking Moonbeam.
And I shout back at you.
Do the thing.
9 radiant damage.
So this Moonbeam comes cascading out of the sky as the studio audience cheers and hoots and hollers.
That's a good word.
Which one? Hoots? Yeah, I agree.
No.
And it strikes directly on him.
Yeah.
Okay. It strikes on him, and I believe it is pale ghostly flames, right? Engulf him in searing pain, I think is what the
Yeah.
description says. This connects, and you hear the sound of searing pain, I guess. Although,
like at a barbecue,
yes.
like when your steak's done.
Yeah, your steaks, make noise.
Big
Although
Sizzler vibes.
it looks like he doesn't take as much damage as you might expect. You think you did it pretty hard, or moderately hard, I guess, for a 9, but he looks less affected. Jared.
You know what I'm going to do?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
I'm going to pull right out of my hat something that I've never done before. Just
Ooh.
kidding. I'm doing Chromatic Orb again.
Oh, okay.
Except this time, I'm going to shoot a poison Chromatic Orb.
Ooh, okay.
So let me roll.
Roll for it.
17 plus 3, that's 20.
Yeah.
This one connects as you hurl your Chromatic Orb up.
Okay.
Where on his body does it hit? Or are you
I'm
aiming?
going smack dab between the eyes again, right on the nose bridge.
Yeah, this connects. It hits him, and it kind of splatters up onto his forehead a little bit. This is, of course, still looks like Foster Grant, so some of it gets on his little shirt he was wearing. He doesn't seem to like it, and it's actually his turn, so he kind of wipes his face as he's kind of reeling from the pain of these 2 attacks, and he looks a little annoyed at this situation. So he is going to use his movements to come down a little bit. He is now only 20 feet above you, and he is going to cast a spell. I don't know why I said it like that. So he dispels the Shadow Blade. He kind of just opens his hand, and the blade kind of sucks back up into... Yeah?
I'm so sorry. He started his turn on...
Oh, Christ, it's the moonbeam. God damn it. Okay, yeah, hit me. Because I have a cool thing I'm going to do, so hit me. Hurry up.
Okay. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it starts its turn there. Okay, cool. Here we go. Well, he only took 5 damage because I need to throw these dice in the trash. But
I've had those days.
So he doesn't seem very affected. You can tell it hits because some of his shirt has like a puff of smoke come off of it from this, but he just moves right through it. Doesn't really seem to affect him too badly. And he hovers down, now 20 feet above you, and he dispels the flame blade. So the blade kind of gets sucked back up into the shadowy flames around his body. And then coming back down, sort of from his like arms, he forms 2 orbs made of shadow in each hand. And with each hand, throws them down in your direction, one at Jared and one at Stephanie. So Foster's orb that he threw at Stephanie goes wide and crashes against the marble wall of the Pantheon behind you, and kind of when it hits, it kind of dissipates into like a dark smoke kind of situation. But the one he throws at Jared does connect on Jared's chest, and Jared is going to take 18 points of damage.
So,
Jesus.
except I do have Uncanny Dodge.
You certainly do.
Which means
Welcome
I
to
will
your new
only be
skill.
taking 9 damage.
Yes, you will. So
That's
you
correct.
do a... How does that look? How do you take less damage from the hit? What do you do to make it look cool?
So I straight up, I don't even give a shit. I'm full Neoing. I'm gonna stand like stalwartly, strong and confident, wide shoulder. And as it hits me directly in the chest, I'm gonna do one of these like it sucks back in, and then with the reverbed blow, I'm gonna like flex, and I'm gonna pretend that the space around me like bows out with the flex of strength, and then I'm gonna cough and be like, ow. Because I still got her a little bit.
You still took 9 points of damage, yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
deflecting it with your abs? Like,
No, I'm
are you
deflecting
like
it-
flexing your 6-pack, and then suddenly it goes like, nope, and it tries to go around
no, with
you?
his
or what's-
pecs.
Yeah, it's with
Yeah,
my
okay.
pecs. So I'm like squeezing my like
With your nipple.
gorgeous little robe.
This is your nipple dodge.
pecs. Yeah. It's like disappearing in my chest hair. And then all of a sudden I like try to flex it. And then it's like,
in the jungle of chest hair.
It's like a soft
Yeah.
little caress.
yes.
And then you're just like, no.
It's like squeezing a marble between them and trying to hold them. And then suddenly the marble falls out and drops on my big toe. And I'm like, ow.
So for all the fan artists, Jared has chest hair. We now know that
Yeah.
is now canon. Thank you.
Literally.
Please
though,
update your drawings.
If you're going to
Enough-
draw me, it
Not
better
only does he
be-
have chest hair, it's enough chest hair to deflect magic.
It
Quantity-wise, that's quite a lot of chest hair.
Yeah. I mean, if you're drawing me, it better be hot. B,
Well, that's a
it
given.
better be really gay and really like bara-y, because if it's not, that's not me. I'm sorry.
That ain't
They
me.
call him Jared the Bear.
It needs to be gay as fuck though.
Oh,
Like it has to be pornographic. Just really, really rough and detailed stuff.
Dave, I think you're referring to his persona, Barid.
There it is.
There it
There
is.
it is.
Okay.
We're going.
What a fun podcast. Hey, Val, it's your turn.
I'm gonna cast Shatter,
Okay.
but I'm gonna also cast it at a 3rd level, or
Ooh.
attempt to, I should say, attempt. So once again, you have to make a Constitution saving throw.
My favorite. It's a 12.
Neat.
Where are you casting it? Because doesn't Shatter have a big radius that hurts a lot of other people? In the
At any point that I choose within range.
it's not a sphere or something.
10-foot radius sphere centered around
Okay,
a certain point.
so he's 20 feet.
You're
in the air,
20
so
feet.
good.
You're 20 feet
Yep.
in the air, so it's gonna be right where your junk is.
Okay, all right,
Is the center point of that.
all right. Seems rude.
So 48 gave me a total of 17 for damage.
Ooh, a loud noise.
Does that
Thank
also
you.
do anything to the shadow stuff?
His
shadow
shadowy
stuff?
flames? It ripples a bit just from the noise, but doesn't. None of it goes away or anything.
Yeah. Technically, because it's a loud noise.
Let's drop the bass.
And I want once again, I'd like to reiterate, his junk was the centerpiece of that.
Yeah.
That's
Thank you
where
so
that
much.
came from.
That was only like 45 seconds ago. I appreciate it. So he like a dad and
Since he's dressed like a dad, it's a video where like a dad gets zoinked in the nuts by a football.
Yeah,
at a barbecue.
so it's big
It's that
time.
effect.
It's big time Charles Grodin and Beethoven vibes, where he's like the
Yeah.
dad trying to get his shit together, but like he gets hit in the nuts.
Or
Yeah.
what if it looks like a dad at like a very important meeting and his phone starts ringing very loudly, so it's like coming from his pants and he's like, "Shit, I don't."
All yeah,
I just
he's
turned it
embarrassed
off.
because he doesn't want his coworkers to know that his ringtone is Spice Girls.
Yeah.
yeah. That's the shatter noise. Yeah, it's
So it's let's drop the bass and then
say
insert
you
Spice
will,
Girls.
say you won't. Is that Spice Girls?
Yeah,
That's not
it
Spice
is.
Girls, is it?
No, that is not Spice Girls.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's C'est La Vie by Bewitched.
Yeah,
Damn
that's
right it
that's
is.
actually his ringtone. That's he changed it recently.
Hey, that song fucks. That's such a good
It's
song.
such a good song.
I love
Yeah,
that
that's
song.
why he changed his ringtone recently. So he grabs his junk and covers one ear with the other hand. That's what happens. Jesus. Ellie is up. I'll tell you because you would know because Ellie's your sidekick. Ellie got a new skill at 6th level called Coordinated Strike.
Ooh.
So basically, if you do an attack on someone, so an actual attack, not like a saving throw situation, Ellie on her turn can use her bonus action to activate Coordinated Strike if she's attacking the same target, and she will get a bonus 2d6 damage if she hits.
That's fucking cool.
So it's y'all working like in tandem, basically. But it's only if on a target you have attacked on that turn.
Me
basically.
specifically?
Yeah, because she's your sidekick.
Yeah. Okay.
So the other two don't get the benefits. So Ellie's going to shoot her bow. And that is a 10 plus... She gets a plus 6, I believe. Damn, girl. Yeah, 16. So this arrow is going to connect. It's not going to fly overhead and hit the cabbage guy. It's going to connect. It's going to hit right in his shoulder meat. One of Ellie's favorite targets is the old shoulder meat. And she is going to do... 9 damage.
Oh.
And she kind of like pumps her fist and goes, yes! Back to the top for Stephanie.
Get it, girl. Okay. What's
Just
the
fly
tallest?
up there and
What's
fight
the
him.
tallest dinosaur I can be? Hold on.
Holy shit. What a question.
Has the dino DNA.
A dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Okay.
Bingo.
Is an Allosaurus? Well, I guess an Allosaurus. Nothing's gonna be 20 feet tall. So
I Allosaurus.
I can also be an Oryx.
In real life, they were 16 and a half feet tall. So as the Allosaurus, that would put you at 16.5 feet in the air, which means you'd be in melee range because you're within 5 feet.
Okay. Then I'm gonna do it.
Do it. Tell me
I'm
how
gonna go for
tell
it.
me how it looks.
So realizing my moonbeam is not working, my daylight is not working.
I mean, they're not working.
I mean, to me, it doesn't look like they're working at all, and I'm very frustrated because I'm very good at this usually. Or at least like in my head, right? Like I'm better at this than but nothing's really doing good. So fine, and I turn into an Allosaurus. It's very cute because it starts off like
a word.
It starts off. I mean, it has to grow from me, right? Like
True.
so, there's like a poof, and then. It's a
Do you anamorph into it every time?
It's a Stephanie-sized Allosaurus that just gets bigger and bigger, like the Pokemon evolution when it goes and it like gets like way bigger, like that. And then you're looking at an Allosaurus
Where Stephanie once stood.
So I'm going to jump up and bite. Just
Incredible.
bite it.
Incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what happens.
Well, I make this here attack roll. That is an 8 + 6 then.
So you jump to gnaw at this possessed dad figure, and it is literally by the skin of your teeth. You narrowly miss his foot as he lifts his legs and kind of floats a little higher and then bobs back down as you also drop. So close. The closest you could possibly be, let's say, to not hitting him.
I am having a bad day. Stephanie is pissed.
So also, you were all standing pretty much together, right? Because you're all medium-sized humanoids, and then Val's a humanoid robot-ish shape. So Stephanie grew and is now a 20-foot almost tall dinosaur. So y'all had to kind of spread out a little bit, kind of just go to the left and to the right as she grew. And as she jumped into the air and came back down, the ground kind of shakes, and someone nearby has a glass of water, and you see it ripple, much like in Jurassic Park. It's the cabbage guy.
Thank you for making sure we know what the reference was.
Yeah, the cabbage guy has a glass of water he's trying to get after he's taking his damage, and it ripples over in his direction. And it looks cool as hell. So now there is a dinosaur in front of these shrines, and it's getting interesting. Jared, it's your turn.
Okay, so I need you to play along with me a little bit here.
Absolutely. I love playing in the space.
So
we're not doing that right now?
I'm hunched over. I'm breathing deep in and out. I'm like, and then I say something, but you can't hear me, and you ask.
Okay, so
I'm like,
Darkness Grant avoids this dinosaur bite. He looks down and sees the human muttering to themselves, and he says, "What did you say?"
I said, "You fool. This isn't even my final form." And then I proceed
and then his nipples start glowing.
Yeah, exactly. But then I proceed to once again use chromatic orb in a very over, like it looks very dinky by the performance, based on the performance.
Okay.
So I do this big charade and then instantly do this like little mini chromatic orb as if it were some big hoorah. And
hey, I got a question for the DM.
Uh-huh.
Even if Jared is just a guy, and even if he's casting just the same spell, and the same spell is just chromatic orb, and it's kind of really just the same thing, but he's the guy casting it, and he's just a guy, is there any reason why it has to come from his hands?
So the actual D&D answer is that y'all are supposed to have a spellcasting focus, like a wand or a talisman or a staff that your magic comes out of. We don't really bother with that. So it's kind of just hands then.
Okay, can I cast it?
But what if it comes out of his nipples? I'm just saying.
His nipples are not a spellcasting focus.
He can't do like a Superman, hands on his hips, kind of chest out kind of thing, and then pew pew?
Can I, since I'm casting from the heart?
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, since I'm casting from the heart,
shot from the heart,
and I'm to blame, can it be bequeathed from my bosom in sort of visual ceremonious fashion?
Yeah, if you say it with words that make it sound like it's like old English, like Shakespearean shit, then it works in the fantasy world.
Right? That's what I'm thinking.
And Jared begat a chromatic orb from thy nipples.
Yeah.
And it was good.
From thine nip.
from thy nip.
God damn
So,
it, you guys.
what are
So
you
this
shooting out of your nipples then?
Fireballs.
Of course you are. So are you like
Yes.
lifting your shirt like you're flashing somebody? Are you spreading it like a Superman situation?
Yeah, so what I'm thinking, well, because I kind of have like a tunic type situation, with
Sure,
like kind of like a sweeping, open to see like the top chesties moment.
A V. Yeah, it's a V.
A V, but like more of a U. But what
Okay.
I'm doing is I'm going to pull down lower so you see even more and a little bit of the sort of like busty cavern cleave
The busty
situation,
caverns, yeah.
the hairy cleave.
Mhm.
And as I pull down right at the V, that's where it is released.
Harry Cleave is
That's
my
also
family's
that's
attorney.
also what
do
they
you know?
called him in college.
Harry
Yeah.
Cleave.
My hairy
Yeah.
cleaves.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Much to the surprise of your friends and even the possessed god-like figure in the sky, they're like, "Huh?" And you see Ellie kind of go, "What?" And yeah, it fires. So let's see if it's enough to hit him. As
Hey.
you know what, Jared, do it with advantage because it's so surprising. It's so surprising. He doesn't really have time to dodge. So see if
Hell
you can
yeah.
hit him. We don't really do inspiration on this podcast the way we play D&D, so I'll just do this instead.
Oh, okay, cool. So 21.
That absolutely hits him.
Perfect.
So tell me how much damage you do now.
Okay, go off. 18.
18 points of nipple damage.
That's 9 per nipple. For those of you at home keeping track.
Yeah.
Keeping score.
So this amazing sight that this strange way of casting that you have developed for yourself works. He is surprised enough and shocked enough and offended enough at this sight that it connects. And what kind of damage was it?
Fire.
The orb explodes into a several ripples of fire that run over his torso and his face, and he kind of tries to bat at it with his hands, like trying to dispel it and shake it off of him. And he's hit, and it
Hell yeah.
it looks like it hurts quite a bit.
You burned him with your fire, but you also made him blush a little bit, and because he's got his like dad rock sensibilities, he's not completely against it, but not quite sure how to act around it. You know, especially just in case like his teenage kids are around, he doesn't want to be like the shit dad.
Yeah, it's but deep down there's a little bit of a tinge of like interest, so I'm breaking his heart a little bit.
It's like if somebody who's over the age of 40 first learned about what TikTok is and was really confused by it. But you know,
You could just say me. You could just say Daniel Barkley.
but he's interested. But he's interested.
What's
and
a
that's all that
Snapchat?
matters.
If Foster Grant was actually here himself and not possessed, he would have said, "Talk about too hot for TV." All right,
Yeah.
because it was fire damage and it's hot.
What if he did that, but in a demonic voice?
Talk about too hot. No, he's not demonic. That's not.
Just to layer it.
That-
Oh, God, yes.
You heard him talk. That's not his voice. Okay. All right. Everyone calm down, please. It's Darkness's turn. Darkness seems a little bit surprised, we'll say. You all have a memory of this idea that there is no militia here. There are no guards. It's almost like Darkness maybe didn't expect any resistance, let alone to be hit with nipple fire and moonbeams and a dinosaur and loud noises.
A dinosaur!
A dinosaur. So he's a little pissed, and he's going to use one of his actions to he kind of raises his hands in the air, and on the ground underneath Stephanie Saurus, the rest of you kind of had to spread out to make room for Stephanie Saurus. So just under Stephanie, a series of squirming ebony tentacles emerge wriggling from the ground, and they reach up and try to wrap around the feet of this dinosaur and sort of kind of poke and stab at it. And the creature in question must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
That's going to be a 15.
So you try to nimbly dino dance out of these, but they have already got a hold of you, Stephanie Saurus, and they wrap around your legs, and you have become restrained by these tentacles. And as they squeeze and wrap around you, you are going to take some damage in the form of 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Woof. Okay.
For his second action, he's going to resummon that shadow blade from the shadowy flames around his body, and he is going to rear it above his head and drop from the sky on top of where Jared is, trying to bring the sword down on top of Jared. And against your armor class, he rolls a 11.
Oh, fuck yeah. He does not get it. I got 13.
So as he is bringing the sword down, he's got it all lined up, but you are still in the pose of exposing your bare chest, and he blushes a little more and kind of has to avert his eyes, and when he averts his eyes, he misses with the sword, and
Oh
it
my
comes
God.
down right
Are
beside
you guys flirting?
Kind of.
Are you? Is this foreplay?
I know.
Jared
really
is
is.
flirting
It
with
feels
the
that
under
way.
god of darkness. Amazing. So now he
It
is on.
turns out that his chest hair is actually a separate entity that is just like attached
Well-
itself and fused itself
Okay.
with
It's
Jared.
it's a dormant symbiote that
Save
one
that
day will
shit.
awaken and
Save-
it'll overtake his entire body like Venom, but
Save
it'll just
that
be
shit
hair.
for the slash fiction, everybody.
That's a good idea, Jess. That's a really good idea. I'm going to sit with that.
I sent a
That's really good.
spinoff, Chest Friends Forever.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Okay, he's on the ground now, right next to Jared, and it is Val's turn.
I'm gonna try blindness deafness again. I'm gonna make him blind.
Okay.
So that is a Constitution saving throw.
It is a 9.
Neat. Okay,
A big,
so
stinky 9.
he's blind now.
Okay. I'm going to stop rolling with the orange dice. So that's it?
all?
He's just blind?
Oh, and then as a bonus action, I mock him.
How? How do you do that?
I point and I say,
Laugh out loud.
Amazing.
that's what I do.
Okay. As he comes crashing to the ground and Val casts blindness, Ellie is going to surprised that her friend is now a dinosaur, but ready to get some revenge for what he just did on you, Ellie. Or Stephanie, excuse me, Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Ellie is going to draw her short sword, and she is going to start running. And she is going to run on top of your dinosaur tail to avoid the tentacles below her feet. And she is going to like run up your tail, up your back. And
Oh shit.
off of your back, she is going to leap into the air with her sword drawn and try to bring it down on top of Darkness Grant.
That's epic.
Fuck yeah.
This is her coordinated strike ability.
Does
So-
it happen in slow motion?
It absolutely happens in slow motion, David. What a silly question.
Just making sure.
And Ellie, so I roll well with Ellie is the fun part. I roll bad with Darkness Grant, and I roll well with Ellie because Ellie rolled a 19 plus 6 for a 25.
Holy shit. Okay.
So he's going to take 12 total points of damage.
Damn, she's like rolling this.
And so she brings the sword down in the same spot she hit him with the arrow in the elbow because she knows that we're not trying to kill him. But she is kind of pissed at this thing that he just did to restrain Stephanie. So she brings her sword down and slashes him across the elbow and his upper arm. It cuts him pretty deep for 12 points of damage.
Damn,
And
girl.
she's not even like doing a cool little cute like a hey afterwards. She's like focused. So she's just feeling it.
It's the Dune sound of that chant, like ah,
Yeah. Just like wow. Eric, where did you get the MP3 to play it so
Can you
perfectly?
believe that? I know.
I can't
it's so
believe
good.
we can't play MP3s on here. That's a digital
Sorry,
file.
sorry,
clearly.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's clearly a recorded file.
I'm actually, I have perfect pitch, so it's like really crazy.
Oh, that movie was about you. It's perfect. Stephanie,
I mean, I'm just gonna fucking bite it. That's what I'm gonna do.
you're gonna lean down and try to bite him.
Yeah, my girl just like kicked the shit out of it. So I'm like, hell yeah, girl. I got this. I got you. Munch.
How hard do you bite him?
Ooh, max damage. Okay. That was 2d10 plus 4. So that's 24 damage.
So this happens almost simultaneously as Ellie's cool move, and I say that because I forgot to do something on Ellie's turn. That's going to happen right now. So it's basically simultaneous. As Ellie slashes his shoulder, and you reach down and bite him where?
I bite his other shoulder.
So he's double shoulder attack. You munch him, and you hit him real hard. You munch him real good. Your friend Foster Grant will have to deal with these injuries at some point, but you get him. But as you do, those shadowy flames that were around him, as he's kind of reeling from the pain, they themselves reach out, and one on his left side go hit Ellie, and on the right side strike out at you, Stephanie. And you are
shit.
both going to take 4 points of damage from these shadows that lash out at you as you get close and strike him. Jared, you are right
Yes.
here. You are looking at all this. You're basically face to face with him since he landed on you. And now on each side of him, you've got Dinoseph and Ellie, which means he is surrounded, which means if you roll an attack here, you will get advantage.
Oh, great. And so he's holding the two of them, right?
Holding like onto them?
Well, what happened to the tentacles?
So the tentacles are under Dinosephane's feet. So they are holding her in
Stephosaurus.
place. Stephosaurus. They're holding her in place, kind of making her not being able to move, her feet at least.
So it's just my turn. I just go now?
It is just your turn. You just go now.
All right, fuck it up. I'm pulling out my short sword, and I'm going to swipe.
Take a swipe at him. Sounds like
Okay.
you want to swipe right on this guy.
Yeah, I do. We have
Hey.
chemistry. There's tension. 15.
That's going to hit.
Hell yeah.
You're going to swipe right on this boy with your sword.
So I'm going to do 1d6 plus 2.
I mean, it's still just Foster Grant. Like, all the flirting you're doing, physically
Yeah.
it is just Foster Grant.
I know,
Just
but
with
the
dark
thing
eyes.
But the thing is,
Uh-huh.
a lot of times...
Hey, let's try to have a little body positivity in this podcast,
Yeah.
okay? Just because he looks like a douchey dad doesn't mean that he doesn't also need love.
Oh, to me, I will say, how I've seen him, physically, he's hot as fuck. But his personality sucks his shit down to a 0.
Got it.
Yeah, like as a physical like dad type, he's like kind of built. He's hot as fuck, but his personality sucks. So I'm like, you're terrible. I hate you.
Got it.
But now that he's both like dark, mysterious, and a little bit evil, and then also hot, I'm like, damn.
Are you saying we should not fight him?
No,
Should
I
we
wanna
just
fight
should,
him
should we
'cause it's
should we
creating-
instead invite him to brunch tomorrow?
You're already
No,
fighting him
it's
very
creating-
badly.
It's creating more tension for us. Let us live. We're trying to have a moment here. Okay, so 1d6 plus 2. Let's see. 6 plus 2 is 8. He's like, wow, that's so hot and impressive. I'm like, yeah,
Now his nipples are on fire.
here we go.
My nipples are on fire. That's my favorite Kings of Leon song. So, Foster Darkness is getting his ass kicked at this point. He just got chomped by a fucking dinosaur. He got stabbed by a cool dino stunt. He's just been swiped across the chest by a benippled rogue. And
Be-nippled?
benippled,
Yes.
yeah. So
Benevolent.
you see the dark eyes kind of. I mean, they don't really sparkle because they're dark, but they seem to get more intense. They
They
like
sparkle. They sparkle.
They sparkle, but with dark sparkles, darkles.
Yeah.
No matter what color it is, you can always see love.
Okay.
Yes, you can.
And he kind of just looks upward, not looking at any one of you specifically, and does the cool, the Game of Thrones where he just kind of raises his arms really slowly. And
Do you remember that he's blind, right?
yeah, he's not. That's why he's
Okay.
looking up. He's not looking at anything.
Okay, just making sure.
And as he raises his hands blindly to the sky, emanating out of himself, a sphere of darkness begins to grow. Just because you all are magic users, you recognize, of course, this is magical darkness, also because it's growing out of a man. And this magical darkness spreads out of him and grows and fills a 60-foot radius sphere. So
Aha.
it has encompassed all of you at this point. It spreads around corners, the corners of the shrines, and even if you have dark vision, I don't know which of you has dark vision. I think Stephanie and Ellie. It is completely dark. You can't see this even with your dark vision.
Daylight lasts for an hour and dispels that shit.
What level is daylight?
3.
It doesn't work. The daylight is still burning bright. It's burning. It doesn't go away. It's still burning up in the sky, but it cannot penetrate this sphere of darkness. So you're all suddenly in pitch black. You know where you were, in relation to things, but it is suddenly completely magically pitch black. No shapes, no gray, very just completely dark. And in this darkness, as it is done growing, you can hear some noises. You hear shrieks of people screaming. You hear gibbering from some kind of creature, maybe. And you hear, mad scientist laughter. And that is his turn. Val, you're up. But before you go, Val, can you please make a wisdom saving throw?
That is a crit 20.
No shit.
Yeah. Plus
wow.
1. So
Now, the +1 is...
yeah, okay, yeah.
You're only going to take half damage from this then. So Val, instead of taking 44 points of damage,
Jesus.
you're going to take 22 points of damage as the maddening sounds coming from this sphere of darkness hit you for some psychic damage.
That's fucking
And-
crazy.
It is your turn to go.
So I say,
Ouch.
Yeah, I bet.
How close are you to death at that point then? Because that's a lot
halfway.
of points. Oh,
Halfway.
okay.
It would have been within 1 point,
Oh,
To
gotcha.
dying.
Okay.
but because I got wisdom, I'm smart. See, I'm gonna cast dancing lights in front of me just to see if that will help to see anything. Yeah.
You cast what you know to be the dancing light spell,
Yeah.
and you feel it happen. Like it's not like you can't cast magic; it happens, but no light appears at all.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And I freak out.
Ellie's up. Ellie's
Yeah.
gonna make a wisdom saving throw, and I have Ellie's stats right here. Ellie rolled an 8 + 1 for a 9, which is
No.
not going to pass. So Ellie takes 39 points of psychic damage.
Holy fuck.
And no one can see this because it's completely dark. We'll say, Jared, you feel it. You just feel this happen. You feel Ellie fall to the ground unconscious.
Oh no.
You feel something fall and hit like the ground near your feet.
Okay.
So
Should I tell the group?
you can get a free action to talk. Again, you can't see anything at all, but you can yell.
I think something's wrong.
Yeah, in the 60-foot sphere of magical darkness where you can hear people screaming and mad scientist laughter, I'd say something's probably wrong. Yeah.
Okay, fine. I think Ellie died.
What? Jared?
Well,
I'm dinosaur.
you're a dinosaur.
And
It's your turn, Stephanie. So you go ahead and make that saving throw for me. Of
Sorry, I
the,
wasn't too specific.
the wisdom variety.
that is a 24.
Ooh, zesty. Okay, you're only going to take half damage then. So 33 total, so half of that is rounded down, so 16. So you take 16 points of psychic damage.
Okay. I'm going to revert back to use my bonus action to revert back, so I actually don't take any of that damage. It doesn't transfer over.
I forgot you can do that. God damn it. Okay.
And I'm immediately going to dispel magic to get the fuck rid of this.
Okay, tell me how that works.
I'm hearing screaming. I cannot see anything. Jared just told me that Ellie died after literally doing the coolest thing ever. My ride or die is dead now, I think. So I'm done fucking around. I'm done playing games. This is just I need eyes right now. So immediately dispel magic.
Okay.
Oh fuck. That's a 13.
Do it with advantage because you are hearing about Ellie has driven you to go hard.
Ooh, okay, cool. That's a
Do math. 10 plus what?
oh no, it's not 10 plus anything.
Oh, that's right.
It's,
That's the check.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's
Rude.
26.
26. Okay. So you try this the first time. You try to kind of spark this dispel magic, and it doesn't work. But hearing about Ellie has you amped the fuck up, and you do it again, and it is one of the. You feel like it's one of the strongest things you've ever cast in this moment, and it's like that Constantine scene where he's like struggling to put his arms together to tattoo to like do some cool shit. You're like it's like physically straining you to do this. You're doing it so hard. And you almost feel like it pushing back against you, kind of like it doesn't want to be dispelled, but you force yourself to do this so hard that the darkness sphere recedes very, very quickly back into Darkness Grant. And who you can now see, the scene has been re-illuminated. He looks freaked the fuck out that you did this. Like the look on his face is like no one should be able to do that, basically. And
Get out of my friend! I mean, he's not my friend. Woo! And I look for Ellie. I'm so flustered.
So you are still restrained by the tentacles.
Yeah, but I'm just looking.
but-
I'm using my psychic connection,
Yeah.
trying to talk to her, find her.
As you see him look freaked out, you look down and pretty much right near him, because Ellie, Jared, and Darkness are all pretty close together. You see Ellie basically laying on top of Jared's feet, unconscious. It's Darkness's turn, and like I said, he is not happy with his development. So he's not looking at anyone in particular, but he knows where he is in relation to the rest of everybody. So he says, "We'll have to do this again sometime," and flies back up into the air and just keeps going up and up and up and up until he is out of sight. And you all just watch him disappear up into the sky.
Welcome, dear travelers, to the Quest Friends Forever Inn. Pull up a seat by the fire and rent a room in our podcast hotel. Okay, that's enough. This is the mid-episode hello. Let's say some things and then get back to the action. First, we have got big news about our network, our podcast network. You know that is the Nostalgia Network at thenostalgianetwork.com. And we already have our podcast, Quest Friends Forever, on it, obviously, as well as the Nostalgia Podcast and the Lousy Advice Podcast. And now we are pleased to announce we have a fourth podcast on our network. It is called The Momos and the Appas. It is an episode-by-episode look at the series Avatar: The Last Airbender and viewing the series as folklore. And that is hosted by our very own Eric and Jessica from Quest Friends and the Nostalgia Podcast, and a new member of the Nostalgia Network family, Dr. Amber Jones, who you might recognize from her 2 guest spots on the Nostalgia Podcast. She has joined Jessica and Eric as a host for this one. They have been working on it for a while. The first episode came out, you're listening to this on Wednesday, so last Thursday, which means there's a new episode out tomorrow if you were listening to our podcast here on the day it comes out. It is going to be out every week. It is a weekly podcast on Thursdays. Every Thursday, the Momos and the Appas. That is on Spotify and anywhere else you get your podcasts, Apple Music, all that fun stuff. So give that a look, or a listen, I suppose. If you like Avatar, or if you like Eric and Jessica, or you thought Amber Jones was really smart on her guest stars, which she, of course, is. It is going to be a fun series. It's a little shorter. I think it's only going to be like 30 to 45 minutes per episode, so it's not as much of a, long listen like our podcast can be sometimes. But it's going to be a lot of fun. We're super, super stoked. The artwork for that is done by our own David Tercero as well, so it's keeping it all in the family. And we hope you give it a listen and give it a like and a subscribe and, all that fun stuff. And hey, speaking of liking and subscribing, once you're doing that for Momos and the Appas, you might as well do it for Quest Friends as well. Those 5-star ratings and the reviews especially go a long way to spread the word about what we do here on our podcast, and any podcast can tell you that. It's really good for, getting the word out and letting people know that we are a thing and that we are, doing it for you. And then, you're already on the internet at that point, leaving all kinds of reviews and ratings for your favorite podcasts here. So, just also jump onto Instagram or jump onto Twitter or jump onto YouTube and follow us, Quest Friends Forever, there as well. Those are our socials. There's also a TikTok, which I promise we will eventually start using. I am just the worst at TikTok. There's a joke in this episode you're listening to now about how I don't do TikTok, but I'll have to get over that and I'll start doing it. So follow us there as well. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll find some good content. I know Eric and Jessica are good at TikTok, so I'll have to get on that gravy train, so to speak. I think that's going to do it here for me in the middle of the episode. I will now happily return you to the content we have made for you. I will shepherd you across the river of this break and back to the shores of this good D&D content. We will see you 2 weeks from today. Bye-bye.
Are the things still on my legs?
As he gets out of range and out of your sight, all the magic that was happening dissipates. So the tentacles revert into the ground.
Is that the sound of it when they go back into the ground?
That's what it does.
I immediately
Schlorp.
run over to Ellie.
Okay, she is
Immediately.
unconscious. She's unconscious on Jared's feet. On Jared's feet.
Check for a pulse. Check to make sure.
She's got one. She's alive, but she's
Okay.
unconscious.
Okay, cool. I'm going to use. Oh yeah, I'll use her staff of healing. Fuck it.
Okay. So you can do Cure Wounds, which is a touch spell, or you can do Mass Cure Wounds, which would use half of the juice of the staff.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. So roll 3d8.
That's 2 7s and an 8.
So 22. So everybody in the whole group regained 22 hit points. Because this is like a big sphere that comes up out of the staff as Stephanie is standing over Ellie, and you're all right there. So you cast this wave of healing energy, and Val and Jared feel it. You yourself, Stephanie, also feel it. And Ellie wakes up, and but the cool like movie wake up where she's like, and she kind of looks around and sees that it's not dark again and sunny, and then
she doesn't, because I immediately just like hug her up into my bosom and
smother
just like,
her.
oh my god,
Now
my
she
god,
can't
you're
breathe
okay.
anymore.
Oh my god, you're okay. Okay, it's okay. Oh wait, you need to breathe. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
and then
you're
I pull
clutching her, she
back
says,
out. Yeah.
"Yeah, I think I'm okay." And she pulled it back out. And she goes, "Oh, did we get him?"
I told him to run and he did. So
Okay, well, that works. We should try that more often.
yeah,
maybe just
maybe.
asking politely. She says,
I don't know if it was polite. It wasn't polite. It for sure wasn't polite. But I mean, we can try it more. How are you feeling? Are you okay?
"Yeah, I'm okay. That sucked. Honestly, that was not great. But I'm here."
Val
guess.
cuts her off and runs
okay.
up and gives a big group hug around Stephanie and Ellie, but kind of, I mean, not in the most.
I mean, Jared's right there
delicate.
too. They're literally at
Yeah.
Jared's feet.
Yeah, but
Jared,
like
you're,
not
Jared,
in a
you're just
delicate
standing
way.
there.
So it's-
While
it was almost like a I don't know, almost a tackle, not intentionally, but just I'm just
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Jared-
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Jared, you're just standing there. This is literally, they're all just on top of your feet. You're looking down at all this unfurl.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so what do you do now?
Well, I'm gonna go
Retired.
back to Feast
Okay.
and be like, I need some information, please.
Okay, so
Excuse me.
so do that.
Yeah, I just did it.
Oh, that you're just gonna skip ahead to you're just back in the shrine?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
moments later.
Tell-
Literally.
We're back in, and
Oh, we're just literally doing that. Okay, so presumably Stephanie tells everyone the plan, and you all go back upstairs.
oh
Yes.
yeah. No, I have no patience, like, because my girl, that was terrifying, and so I don't even know if I told them the plan. I was
We're
just
just-
like,
We're just
I
trying
probably
to knock some skulls.
I probably just like still adrenaline rush, still like pissed, just and like Feast.
Okay.
Don't the rooms have a guard?
It's interesting that you asked that. So you go back up the stairs. I imagine Stephanie just starts walking, kind of holding Ellie's hand, but you guys just take off.
100%. I'm
Jared
kind of dragging her because,
Yeah.
but I'm just like holding her hand probably a little bit too tightly, but I'm fucking pissed.
Jared-
And I need answers.
Jared and Val, I assume you're going along. Of
Yeah, we're
course.
going along. I'm a little distracted. I kind of keep like looking off and just like it's obvious like my brain is somewhere else.
Okay. Looking up, like where he flew off.
No, just like around. Like
Okay.
my brain is distracted, but I'm coming along.
Okay. So in your different states of anger or distraction, you reach the top of the stairs, back into this kind of buffer area, waiting room with the 8 shrines around you in every direction.
I'm following behind, but because I'm so worried about Ellie that she's no longer carrying the staff of healing, I'm carrying it behind her, sort of like jogging along as everybody's
Okay.
walking. They're walking, but like in a hurried fashion. I'm shorter, so I kind of have to skip and half run.
Okay.
So think of it like with like C-3PO has to like hurry behind Luke Skywalker. Like
Sure.
that's what Val's doing, but holding on to the staff of healing, making sure that she doesn't have to do anything that's going to be too strenuous.
Yeah, I imagine Stephanie kind of just dropped it as soon as Ellie was alive. So, yeah, thank you for picking it up, Val. Okay, so you reach the top into this little lobby area, and you see all 8 of the like shrine doormen, guards, or not guards, but like, the shrine attendants are huddled in one corner of the room up by the light shrine. They're all just like huddled together, like looking around kind of afraid.
He's gone, but he's out in the world. I need to talk to Feast. You're safe. You're safe. It's okay. And I just kind of like, I don't really stop. I just keep walking straight over to Feast. It's okay. It's fine. And just, Feast.
And
So you go.
As everybody walks by, I also walk by the guard and I go,
Hello.
One of them gives you a very kind of a gentle, like a wave, like a, because they don't talk. You go into the Feast shrine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You throw open the curtain dramatically, probably, and they are not in there. It's the same shrine that you came into for the first time, except now, of course, that turkey has a bunch of bites taken out of it.
Feast. We have many things to talk about right now. We tried to defeat whatever, but they flew off into the sun. I guess we'll have to circle back later. But right now I have questions that need answers. More questions. I came to you with questions, and now I have more questions, and I have even more. Help!
A good 10 or 15 seconds goes by of nothing. Ellie, who is still holding your hand, kind of goes, and suddenly Feast appears. And again, there's no like puff of smoke. There's no noise. It's just suddenly they are just there. Like you blink and they are there. And they look a little like stressed. Like you imagine how you would look if you have, 5 things to do on your to-do list and they're all need to happen by noon and it's like 11:45 and you're like, and Feast goes, yeah, okay, hi. What
Okay, we
happened?
did the thing. What now?
Well, you didn't because they're still out there. But
It's not my fault.
right, yeah, it's super cool that you saved the town.
I walk in front of Stephanie and I say,
Greetings.
Oh,
I am a
no,
variant
we did
Alpha
this-
Psionic
we did this already.
Alphonian Lexotransceiver Unit, model number XFCED001.
no, remember I was with Love.
Now you you came
But
in.
you can call me Val for short. It's
You
great
came
to
in at
meet
the
you.
end.
If you listen to the last episode, you'll hear yourself come into the room. And yeah, so there's a lot going on for us right now. We can't seem to find darkness in our realm or this one. We're looking though. Some kind of cloak, which darkness makes sense. Yeah. So I gotta get back, but hey, thanks for that. Do you guys want like a blessing from me or somebody? Go get a blessing on the house. Sure. Thanks for your help.
Wait, Feast, before
Okay,
you leave.
but what do we do now? What can we do now in the okay, cool. Like I get that you're
Right.
I get you're doing your thing in
Right.
your realm. That's
Definitely
fine.
need to.
And we're here to we're in the mortal realm, so
Right.
that
on the loose,
has to
but
be
that's-
taken care of. So what do we do? How do we there's a whole lot of things. I
Right.
feel like we need to work together here.
Two cities.
I chosen one. You could probably talk to nature.
Sure,
and,
sure,
and
sure,
nature
sure,
knows
sure.
me. We're
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Highly
I mean,
recommend
we've
it.
never really met, but they
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um,
yeah, great. There's literally a god on the loose, and it is kind of our top priority. So if y'all want to just get your blessing and then chill for a while, I'll come back when I can, or you can leave. I'll find you. But yeah, oh boy, I gotta go.
Okay,
go get your
we will
blessings.
stay right here.
Okay.
We will stay here.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, Feast, before you leave,
Uh-huh.
when you find wherever he lands, can you just ping us?
Oh yeah, I'll find you. Don't worry.
Okay, great. No, that's
And
good.
remember, one blessing at a time only. You can't get all 16. Don't be greedy.
Is
One-
there a list I can choose from?
Bye! And Feast blinks out of existence. And you are now welcome to go to any of the 16 shrines of the overgods and undergods and receive a blessing, much like Val did already.
I'm gonna go to light.
Yeah? That's what Jared's going to do?
I think so.
That is pretty nearby, as you can see. It's just kind of catty corner. So you leave the shrine of Feast, and you
Mhm.
reemerge into the lobby, and you see again all the 8 attendants still huddling over there. They're starting to relax because you guys came back out and said it was fine, but they're still kind of just there collecting themselves. And you're at the curtain of light.
Okay. I open the curtain and I walk through.
Cool. So it's much like the shrine that you were just in, the Feast shrine. There's candles along the ground, along all the walls, illuminating this area, as well as torches up on the wall. there are, again, all kinds of offerings. There's chests of gold, there's jewelry, there's weapons, there are some spellcasting foci like staves and wands and orbs and all kinds of fun stuff. There's one of those balls from like Spencer's Gifts with the lightning inside of it.
Yeah.
There's one of those. All kinds of great stuff. And you are standing in front of the wall, and etched into that marble wall is the symbol, much again like the cornucopia for feasts. There is an etched sun carved into this marble.
Perf. Okay, so I like look around and I'm like, I'm here for my presents?
So in your head, you suddenly, it's almost like, it's like you've answered a phone, kind of. Like no one's talking yet, but you hear kind of just like a low din of a lot of voices talking, kind of hurriedly and over each other.
Okay.
And kind of cutting above that, you hear a louder voice, as if, a person talking on the phone, but the noise behind them. And they say, hello.
Hello.
Yeah. You hear them go, shh, shh. What can I do for you there?
Hey, I'm looking for a blessing.
Oh, yeah, you're one of those that were just in the fight outside, right?
Yeah, I saved the town.
Great. Yeah. Go ahead and just touch the symbol, and we'll be set to rock. I got to run, but yeah, thanks for all that. And we're a bit busy, so yeah, go for it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, just touch it.
Okay, so that I'm done talking to you then?
There's no answer.
Hello? Okay. So I reach forward and I touch the sun. Ooh.
As you touch it, the parts that are like carved out of this marble wall start to just kind of glow and illuminate, and they grow pretty brighter than the one Val saw. Not that you would know, but brightness is kind of this one's thing.
Vibe.
And the brightness focuses in the center of the sun, like it grows to the center, and then where your hand is touching, it goes into your hand and runs up your arm and down your other arm, and all throughout your body you feel this shock kind of radiant energy until it settles. And Jared has received the Blessing of Light, which means once per day, without using a spell slot, you can cast the Daylight spell. So add Daylight to your spells, and you can cast that once per day without using a spell slot. You basically do it by invoking the god.
So it's called sunlight?
Daylight. It's the same thing Stephanie just cast at the beginning of the last fight, where it cuts through all this magical darkness shit.
Oh, yeah.
Very interesting that you went for the opposite of your flirty partner. Narratively interesting, says the person creating the story.
Yeah, I'm feeling very harmonious. I'm feeling very balanced, and I'm feeling very blessed.
Yeah, it definitely feels all those things. I mean, you literally were just blessed by one of the gods, so
he's been eating a lot of bran.
Yeah, not well.
I have been. I'm very regular.
That might be feast again, but
could be.
Yeah, and you feel this amazing harmonious glow. And do you say anything that once you're settled and receive it?
No.
Just very at peace, very harmonious. An interesting side of Jared.
No, I say the word no by myself.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't say anything.
Okay. While that is happening,
I go to knowledge, not nature. Sorry.
Interesting.
Okay, so I'm going to knowledge because nature. I got nature. I don't know if I'm ready to talk to them yet, but I need to know things. There is a lot of questions that I have, and I don't know a lot, and it's freaking me out a lot.
So, still hand in hand with Ellie, you walk out of the feast shrine as Jared walks over to Light, and Ellie kind of instinctively starts going to the right toward the nature shrine, which is right next to Feast. She just starts walking that way, and then she feels you not going that same way, so you kind of end up kind of pulling her arm a little bit, and she stumbles back toward you and goes, "Oh, are we going to a different one?"
I was gonna, but like, I got I'll talk to nature eventually if we're talking. Like, I need to know things right now. I've got a lot of questions about myself, about this, about darkness, about how to keep everybody I love safe, and there's like a different realm thing that I don't feel like I can comprehend. So I'm gonna.
I was there.
You can go wherever you want. but I'm going over here. I mean, obviously you can. I mean, you're a bad. Did you see? Like, you ran up the thing, and then you went and you did.
Yeah.
Bitch, that was the coolest thing I have ever seen you do. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
And she's like embarrassed, kind of like she's not used to being like told, hey, you're a badass.
I mean, you're
So she's-
always a badass, but like,
No, yeah,
that
I know.
was, yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Wow. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to face nature. So I might. You go ahead. I'm gonna figure it out. So yeah, you go on ahead, and you're at the curtain of the overgod of knowledge, which is right next to where Jared went. So
Okay.
20s.
I walk in, unfazed, just very determined. Walk directly to where like the all the offerings and stuff are, and just look at the symbol and say, I have so many questions.
So you walk in again, same deal. Candles on the floor, torches on the wall, offerings.
Don't even really look at it. Don't really care. I just
Okay.
I have so many questions.
Just since I wrote stuff down, there's books on this one, a lot of books, a lot of tomes, a lot of scrolls as offerings. Not so much like turkeys and shit. But yeah. So you say this, and much like Jared, although you wouldn't know, much like Jared, but you hear some voices kind of activate in your head, and again, it's kind of this low din of like a lot of people talking at once, and they're kind of talking in hushed tones, and you hear a voice cut through this kind of this rushed conversation, and the voice says, "Oh, came to see your knowledge, did you?
Uh-huh.
Oh, well, isn't that sweet? Don't you know? All right,
Do you have answers? I have questions. I also
Right.
just to let you gods know. I mean, nature probably knows already.
Oh.
We go way back,
Uh-huh.
but I'm out of a job now, and I got a lot. I mean, I can. I'm looking for employment purpose something. So if y'all need something here on the mortal realm, and it's not like bad, like like not killing people for like a whole town or whatever. I got you.
Oh.
I got you. But I need to know things. I need to know things.
You betcha. I'm sure I'll after answers out there. I can't tell if I'm from Scotland or Minnesota, but that's okay. Don't you know? So,
Maybe Scotland moved to Minnesota.
right.
Yeah, you're a Scottish immigrant who lives
Scottisoda. Scottisoda is where I'm from. It's wonderful. So,
Scotch and soda.
we're all chasing answers, aren't we, dearie? So, you probably know we're working on a few major issues here in our realm. We could have a chat though. Eventually, not right now. Why don't you just go ahead and touch the old symbol there, and we'll get you all blessed up, and then we'll see what we do after that. But I gotta go. A lot of pressing issues here. So go ahead and touch it.
Okay. We'll talk soon. Okay.
Oh yeah. I never forget who I bless. Don't worry.
Okay. And I touch the symbol immediately, just full palm, no hesitation, just giving myself up to whatever this is.
So carved into this marble wall is, of course, the symbol of a book, which all our listeners know because I posted it and everybody checks our Instagram regularly. So you touch this carving of this book, this marble carving, and again, the parts that are carved into the marble illuminate, they light up, they center on the center of this symbol, and they kind of shoot into your hand and up your arms and up and down your torso, and you feel this warm kind of light, sort of a shock a little bit, flow throughout your whole body, and it gets warmer and then dissipates slowly, and you have received the blessing of knowledge. So now that you are able to know more things, Stephanie, the blessing of knowledge is that once per day, you can invoke the god to gain proficiency or advantage on any roll,
Okay.
since you know how to do things, or they can inform you how to do things.
Hell yeah.
That is your reward for this blessing. Val, what are you doing this whole time? You already have your blessing.
No, I get another one. Fuck you.
Okay. Feast told you that would replace your current one.
All right.
Or you can replace your love blessing, whatever. A love might
Yeah,
be kind of annoyed, but
So we just got into a big fight, and the thing that happened that, like, normally I can always at least bring a little bit of cheer and joy and fun, even if we're fighting and stuff. and I like to make kids laugh and have a joyful life with my dancing lights.
Great.
But when I did my dancing lights during the fight and I couldn't see them, kind of mess with me a little bit, which like things are getting serious. And I can't help, since that happened, I can't help but think about what happened with the seers and how they're all afraid of me. And I know that I didn't really pay attention much. I think I was mostly just happy to be next to Stephanie holding her hand and stuff. But somewhere I remember overhearing somebody say something about being built for war. And so I think at the time like this, it's probably a good idea to go get a blessing from the god of war.
Wow. Okay. So
I'm going to war.
Okay. When Stephanie and Jared go into their shrines, Val goes back downstairs. And Val exits the shrines, the door that y'all came in, and goes downstairs to the shrines of the undergods, where there are similarly the 8 attendants down here. It's the exact same layout, right? The same marble, the same layout, the same curtains, the same attendants, just downstairs. The ones down here have already kind of resumed their posts. They're sort of straightening out their tunics and resuming their posts, ready for business as usual again.
Val already knows that this is like a scary thing, so Val slowly walks in to this room with the guards and the doors, kind of like a hesitant kid who's like been called to the principal's office kind of thing.
Okay.
The robot's hands are sort of tapping together a little bit, like tap, 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 real hesitant. Val's glass dome is the color of orange for like caution.
Okay, yeah. Do you walk up to the war shrine?
I do.
There
I
is
walk up and I very hesitantly.
Hello.
There is a bugbear attendant standing there, wearing a gray tunic with the symbol of war on it, which is of course an axe, a big old axe. And they look at you and they just nod and they slide open the curtain and motion their hand in.
There's a good solid 10 seconds of Val just looking in the room before taking the first step in there.
Mm-hmm.
And Val goes in very slowly, trying to be aware of all of their surroundings, constantly turning left and right while they're just slowly walking forward.
So, similar layout. Now you've been in 3 shrines, more than anybody else. He's got candles. You got the torches on the wall. The offerings here are it's a lot more weapons. There's weapons. There are some skulls. You notice there is one of those ear necklaces.
God.
There's like a vial of blood. There's some of the weapons have bloodstains on them. It is a
Goodness.
little brutal in here.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Of course, on the wall there is the carved sign of the axe, the symbol of the axe.
So I walk up and I touch it.
Oh, you didn't even say anything?
No.
Okay. So you touch it. So you don't hear any voices, Val. It takes a second, but eventually the symbol does illuminate and does activate. And this light that takes up the space of the axe shoots into your robot hand and bounces around your body. It's a little less pleasant than the one for love. The one for love was just like a warm blanket or a hug from a trusted friend. This is like it's kind of shooting around your body looking for where it wants to land for a second until it eventually dissipates.
Ugh.
And you do hear a voice at this point, but it's the voice of love who says, "Changed your mind, huh? We'll see about that." And the voice goes away. And you have received the blessing of war, Val. You have been granted
Oh my goodness.
the ability called Spin Attack, which I'll send you in a second here.
Okay.
Basically, you can now do a 360 spin attack on more than one target if you're in melee range, which is going to look cool as fuck for a robot doing.
Sure.
So it's not something that you're normally allowed to do. But anyway.
Big Rob vibes.
Yeah. So, Jared, you're the first one to walk out of your shrine. Everyone else is still in their shrines, and you walk out and you're back in this lobby. What do you do?
I don't know. I guess I wait.
Okay.
Should I
Sure.
cause a scene? I don't know.
No,
Should
I
I
just-
like?
You do whatever you want. But
Okay. Yeah,
All-
I'll wait.
All the attendants have re-gone to their posts. You don't see anybody else. Ellie is in a shrine.
But the attendants are all there.
Yeah, they've resumed their posts.
Oh,
As you
okay.
walk out.
So I look over to the attendant who's guarding air.
Okay.
And I say, hey, how's it going?
It's a human guy, and he kind of just looks at you and does the reverse nod. I was gonna say hey, but they don't talk, so they don't say hey at all.
And then I'm like, pretty crazy day, huh?
He gives you the big eyebrows and nods.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
He knows it's awkward, so he's kind of looking around like, oh,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ask him do you have him if he benches?
It's a pretty cool place. You like I don't know. It's not like a business, but like it's a pretty cool spot you guys got running here.
He kind of scratches the back of his neck, like nodding, like yeah. But that's when you hear some footsteps coming up the stairs. Not robot footsteps, but different footsteps coming up the stairs to the top of the shrine.
Okay. I look towards the footsteps.
There you go.
I'm like, okay.
So you turn, and the attendant turns. All the attendants kind of turn, like maybe it's reopened for business. And up the steps comes a halfling man wearing a brown tunic with shoulder-length curly brown hair that looks like it hasn't been washed in a while. He's got dark circles under his eyes, some dirt on his face. Disheveled seems like the most appropriate adjective that pops into your mind. And you instantly recognize him as the halfling that has been
From
appearing in your dreams for the past several weeks. And his eyes are locked on you, and he's got a big smile on his face despite his disheveled appearance. He has a big smile on his face. It's like imagine a kid at a theme park about to meet like their favorite character. Like, oh my God. And he reaches the top of the steps and is just beaming, and he says, "It's great to finally see you in person again." And he extends his hand for a handshake.
I say, "What's up?"
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay, that's...
I interrupt him. Why were you in my dreams?
He looks kind of hurt that you didn't kind of return his greeting. Like you sort of hurt his feelings. And he goes, "Oh, okay, cool. Well, I guess we should talk."
I guess we should.
All right. And he sighs and he kind of collects himself and goes, "Let's figure out how to get you back."
Get me back where?
Come on, you're pulling my leg. I know I'm like, come on, don't embarrass me.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You know, back to the other world.
This podcast has been brought to you by the Nostalgia Network.
Visit thenostalgianetwork.com for more.
Don't you hate when you're watching one of your favorite movies and think, whoa, that didn't age well?
Or when you see a reboot of your childhood fave and think, did we really need this?
Honestly,
Same.
That's why we started the Nostalgia Podcast.
A podcast where we discuss the retelling or continuation of pop culture favorites as seen through a queer and feminist lens.
That's Jessica Tercero.
And that's Eric Lefebvre.
Come join us for our bi-weekly conversations about pop culture reboots centered around things like
The patriarchy,
systemic racism,
harmful stereotypes and overgeneralizations,
and really just distinguishing when people just need to sit this one out.
Listen in on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts.
You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube.
That's Nostalgia, spelled Nostalgia. Get it?
Not nostalgia. Like nostalgia, but with an extra T, so it's like not nostalgia.
Follow us for fun, critical conversations about media. And remember, stay cute.
And stay critical.
Bye-bye.
Bye.